Unknown Zone talk show, zone unknown talk show. How the hell you find it? In your overpriced high-tech telephone, deep in your bones, underneath a pile of stones. It's some kind of virus. Deep in your nose, in between your toes, smack dab in the middle of your split crotch pantyhose. The Unknown Zone talk show, the Unknown Zone talk show, the Unknown Zone talk show.
And now the Elaine Stritch of Brooklyn Public Access, Yvonne Delet.
Awesome! Look at us, rock and roll. Welcome. I'm your host Yvonne Delet. Welcome to the Unknown Zone talk show. Today we have a very special guest, but before I introduce you, I'm going to introduce my help, as it were. We have Seth Miller.
Yes, ma'am.
Temp sidekick. Clowny, as always. And the band, where'd the band go? Where is he? Oh, there he is. Phil Sorge, the band, or as I like to call them, Sloppy Seconds.
Yay!
Woo! All right, welcome. I said that already. We have a very special guest, Peter Michael
Marino. Then we have the back page.
Peter Michael Marino. All right, now my friend wrote a sketch.
Oh.
I'm not going to say what it is. Let's just read it.
Okay.
I think the discovery is what's going to be great.
All right. So your friends just write sketches and give them to you and say, "Hey, could you?"
I used to do improv with before theater sports.
Yeah.
I was in.
So this is a 30-year-old sketch, is what you're telling me?
No, I don't know. It might be. I have
it's
no idea.
It's going to be like.
It could be.
What was popular 30 years ago?
Streetcar.
Man lands on room.
I think it's just going to be you and me.
No, on moon.
Peter Michael. Okay, this one.
That's a good headline. Man lands on room.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Get writing.
I think that's great.
It's an Airbnb ad.
That's gonna.
Are you anti-Airbnb?
I don't care. I don't give a shit one way or the other.
Why would you care?
Why would I care?
I know you get a little political about things.
But why do you think I would about
it has
that?
to be
because it's taking money away from
landlords. I fucking hate landlords.
Okay, great.
Don't even get me
No, it's taking money. It's taking money away from big landlords,
Right.
hotels.
No, that's it's probably
Fucking bullshit.
I hate all landlords.
Bullshit.
I hate all landlords. I was in landlord tenant court last year.
Oh really?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The famous case of Moishi versus Yvonne.
Moishi the asshole. Oh,
my thing is, like, when they say, like, Airbnb, people, which I used to be one when we were allowed to do it, because I travel a lot.
Yes.
They would say, you're taking business away from the hotels.
Yeah, it's a
right? And I go, oh, okay, great. So that means, like, when I give my friend a cup of coffee when they come over, I'm taking business away from Starbucks. Oh, I see. Yeah, right. Or when I'm trying to think of a better example than that.
That's a good example, though. I like that
Airbnb
example.
renters or someone, it should be worked out that they do pay a hotel tax, whatever.
We pay tax.
Yeah, I know you pay tax on your thing, but that's not going to the city, and I'm not sounding like
it sure is.
What?
No, it's going to New York State and New York City.
But it's different than the hotel tax. But let's not bog ourselves down in
I love the
politics.
music.
I'm not defending them.
No, it's fine. I'm interested
But I see
in
both
this.
sides of the.
Yeah, but like.
But now, do you?
I was able to make thousands of dollars a year, which made me a bigger contributor to the arts scene in New York, which
Of course.
I can't do as many shows now because it costs money to rent a theater, and because I don't have that money because I can't rent my place out when I go away for an artist retreat for 4 days because it has to be 30 days.
So do you do it under the?
No, I'm not through Airbnb.
No. But do you?
It's all like any evidence of anyone staying in my place is non-digital, so nobody can ever know. But the other side of it is my building went condo. Half of us remained rent stabilized. The other half went condo. We never see those people because, of course, they just buy it and they don't live there. But they occasionally do rent out Airbnb. You can tell it's an Airbnb person. And those people, make a lot of noise in the halls and throw their shit down the wrong chute. And so I can see.
Actually be grateful
I do see both sides of it.
Because they act like assholes in hotels and they're just acting
like
assholes.
The idea is when you're a hotel, that's part of your business.
No,
so
I know.
I do see both sides of it.
And it's like
I do too.
the Uber drivers are taking money away from taxi drivers. It just doesn't make any sense.
America.
Yeah, but there's also too many cars. More people should walk and bike.
Well, I was going to walk here today, but it said on the app that it was going to take an hour and 24 minutes. And who has that kind of time?
Who has that kind of time? 30-something Phil and Joanne meet with drinks in their hand at some sort of outdoor social gathering. Gee, Phil, that's a beautiful cable knit sweater you're wearing. It looks warm, it's so soft, and it's classically stylish. It must have set you back a fortune.
Thanks, Joanne. But it didn't cost me 1 red cent. It's made from my own ball hair.
You mean that handsome sweater is woven from the ball hair from your own human testicles?
Oh yeah, that's right, Joanne. You know, ball hair is cheaper than wool or even alpaca, more easily available and grows back quite fast. Why? My balls were shorn and shaved only 2 weeks ago for this sweater, and already my testicle hair has grown back enough to make this smart 100% ball hair cap and matching gloves.
Wow, Phil, those are awesome. Gee, you know, I've always wanted one of those bulky knit thigh-length turtleneck sweaters.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the kind you see in those ladies'
High fashion magazines.
Yeah. But I could never afford such expensive real Irish wool.
Well, no problem, Joanne. Why not come back to my house and shave my balls? We'll make you a lovely, bulky knit turtleneck that'll just turn heads, and a pair of fuzzy leg warmers with my thick, silky back and ass hair.
Sounds great. But won't your wife mind?
No, she's dead.
Oh.
Blackout.
Wait, there's more.
What?
Yeah, it gets better.
No.
Just like for little gay kids, it gets better.
Great. I can't believe I'm so unprofessional. Great. You can, though.
Yeah.
Great. Then I can make myself some nice earmuffs from her dead vagina hair.
That's not funny, Joanne. My wife Karen was the love of my life. She was my soulmate. She taught me the true meaning of love. She was my heart, my soul. I feel like a part of me is gone forever, my heart broken and forever ripped from my chest. I feel I may drown in the tears of my own sorrow. Some days I can hardly shave my own balls.
Oh my God, Phil, I am so sorry. That was unbelievably heartless and unforgivably cruel of me. I'm a horrible human being. I wouldn't blame you if you never, ever even spoke to me again.
Well, I'm just going to pull out this transparent sandwich bag full of vagina hair and say, only kidding!
Scene. And scene.
So your friend who wrote this was 14, 15 years old?
I know. I don't know why
They
I
wouldn't know
found
what
it
alpaca
funny.
is. So professional.
Here's a question I have for you. Why one-man shows instead of stand-up? Because remember recently someone said something about stand-up and you said, I've never done stand-up in my life.
Right.
I did a little bit, but I'm curious why not, because I ask myself that question every day.
How often do you go to see stand-up?
Not that often anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Remember, yes.
stand-up has a very different rhythm. The audience for stand-up is very different. They're expecting a joke to land, and there's cocktails involved, and you're part of like an evening generally, unless you're famous, you're part of an evening of like, I'm one of 15 stand-ups. And then the fucking routine of it, of like, the host is like, all right, let's give it up for our last act, Joe Schmo. All right, coming to the stage now, Jane Schmo. And then give it up for Jane Schmo. And then Jane comes up, and Jane goes, thanks a lot, let's give it up for our host, Roger Schmo. And the person before me does a show. How you guys doing tonight? Really? Does every single stand-up have to start with how you doing tonight? How's everyone doing tonight? Actually, terrible now that you've asked me. I'm terrible.
I'm no expert, but it just must be to get at least the ball rolling of something.
You know what? Get on stage and do a fucking cartwheel. That'll get you an applause.
Right. Well, it's interesting because I've done the one-man show. The one-woman show, I guess.
Solo show.
Solo show.
That covers all bases.
Way back.
You have video of that?
I don't actually. That was before video.
It
needs a soundtrack.
It's a silent movie, thankfully.
That was before they had buildings. That was before they had buildings. I spoke into a rock.
Yeah.
I had a branch. And then I did improv or whatever. I did a little stand-up, but it just wasn't really my thing.
No.
Why
would you want to go to a club every night and just try stuff out every night? I guess there's people that like it. I mean, I'm not...
No, I think...
I have great respect for people who do it, but why would you or me want to do that?
Right, exactly. Well, I guess I always, my problem...
You or I.
My problem, and thank you for correcting the grammar. I was a little...
He was remiss.
I'm blushing.
I felt
People are going to learn
I felt you were amiss.
More about grammar.
I felt you were amiss with that statement. No, but because my issue is I always go back to, why it's so hard to make a living, for people like us who have a lot of talent, and yet there are you probably could make, you and I probably could have
Probably.
make a living.
Right.
as
Nobody else in
stand-up.
this room could do that, though.
As stand-up.
I'm not sure I ever.
You could. Go ahead.
I would just want to make sure she keeps saying you and I,
Yeah.
Well, I'll get
indicating that we don't have talent.
I just don't want to make a living
I'm gonna-
doing
I'm
stand
gonna
up.
address that in a second. I think that's the.
I mean, I'm not making a living doing solo shows
Right.
either,
Well, you have
but
to-
I feel like, I feel like both art forms in some way are like calling cards for other things.
Yes.
You know, like Lucy
Yes.
Kay was like really just stand up, right? And then kind of has evolved into more of like a storytelling /
Yes,
stand up,
yes.
right? So
And-
there's like a narrative, there's a theme, there's
then he
something
got
else
to-
going on. And then he gets TV shows.
Right.
You know, they just want you to be famous, and then they'll give you whatever you. So you have to
Right,
do it so
absolutely.
much that you just
Right.
get famous.
And the
Fame
bottom
has
line is
become
you have
different
to
these days
follow
also.
your heart and your passion.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're not going to be good at it.
I mean, this is, I asked you about like what stand up, when do you go to see stand up, and the answer is barely ever, right?
I did a
This
long
this
time
happens all the time, like especially like solo show people. Like I want to do a solo show, and I go, oh, who are your influencers? I guess I saw John Leguizamo show in 1988.
But there's also less available out there to distract you. So yes, you could have gone to a one-man show back in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, but now there's everything on your phone.
You could have gone to one yesterday. I mean, there's
Yeah,
plenty
I
to
guess,
choose from, but
I
I'm saying it's
I
like
was-
this.
bombarded by more.
I was always very conflicted because I like to do a lot of different things.
Yeah,
That's
I'm the
my-
same way.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's my issue, and your issue as well. So, and I kind of have to keep. Clowny doesn't have this problem because we've discussed it, but she's more grounded and like accepted, has more
Clearly.
acceptance than I do.
Yeah.
Look at her. She-
You're narcoleptic.
So
So you're
grounded.
drinking. Where's no drinking today, Clowny? You no drinking? Just smoking. Okay, that's good enough. I'll
She's down
take
to
it.
2 a day.
But like I listen to a lot of stand up because I like to laugh and be entertained. But I've always preferred to work with people. Other
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And I like writing. Like I like writing. I write plays.
Yeah.
And I like that, and I like this. I thoroughly enjoy this. These guys, and I want to get to you, and you.
Don't point.
Is that when doing these other little videos and the web series that I want to do, ironically, Seth's one of the funniest people that I've known. He's very, very, very
I'm only
funny.
blushing because it's true.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? And Phil's great. He's talented. You're actually a really good actor.
Oh, thank you.
So when I cast them in that cat video,
Yeah.
I had no idea if it was going to work or not.
Right.
You know what I mean? But and also I was a little lazy because I'm with these guys all the time. So like I didn't have to audition anybody
Yeah.
or it was easy.
Yeah.
And I thought they would be right for the characters. So
I had sex slave written all over me.
you did. I can't believe you still have your shirt on. That's upsetting today.
It's upsetting to me that it's...
Show some of the female viewers some chest.
Yeah, we need more.
What?
Don't need to drink. I'm still drunk from last night.
Ah.
Awesome. Let's
Very
applaud
good,
that.
Clowny.
All right, Clowny.
Suddenly it's turning
Yeah,
into like a
Yeah.
1970s porn shoot.
'Cause
Thank
what's
you,
that-
I think.
What is that necklace? Isn't that's very 1970s, right?
I'm not sure. It's something right there. All right,
Some
is
kind
that
of puka.
enough? I don't have to take off the whole thing, do I? Of course, then I have
You
to hold
don't.
my mic. Hello?
You can use the mic as a
Stop
nipple
him.
clamp. As a nipple clamp. There we go.
I can't.
Ow! Ow!
We did
As
it!
much as
We
it,
did
you think it should hurt, it does hurt.
See, and I am very good at getting people naked. I don't know why. I know how to. I mean,
That's it.
okay, that was good. Thank you, Seth.
Now I'm going to put it on my
Let's
ball
give him an
sack.
applause. All right. So the point is, I had.
You like collaborating.
I like collaborating, and I had to get out of my head because, I don't know if you have this little voice in the back of your head that says, oh, if I do this, this is going to lead me to that career where I get paid and whatever. But you kind of have to let that go.
No, I don't ever do that.
You don't.
Right. How can you?
I mean,
Well,
doing
I-
that is
I
going to
wish I
lead to a
didn't.
lot of things. We know that. That's obvious.
Leads-
What?
leads
Taking
to-
your clothes off on television is going to
Yeah.
lead to things.
Oh
You have
my
nice
God,
nipples.
yeah.
I didn't realize how nice your nipples were.
Well,
You know,
find
yeah.
out later a little more.
I was
Kentucky
working.
Derby party. I'm going to ride you like Secretariat.
Awesome.
I was working with an artist recently, a solo performer, and I asked, so why do you want to do why do you want to do this show? And it was about like a fairly interesting subject. And she said, because I want casting people to like see me and cast me in things. So that's why you want to do the show. Yeah, that's why I want to do the show. And that's like the absolute worst reason to do the show.
Right. It's a lot of work doing a one-person show.
Just any kind of show. I just think it's got to always be like, why do you want to do the show? Because I want to affect people. You got to do it for other people.
Exactly.
That's what stand-up comedy.
Exactly.
I mean, look, maybe they're not all, but stand-up comedians do it because they love to make people laugh.
Absolutely. I think stand-ups absolutely. They're like Kathy Griffin loves doing stand-up.
Yeah.
She like has to do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's that kind of thing. Like, it's really anything. We do it like we perform because I perform or write because I can't not. I get depressed.
Yes.
That's
right.
what I'm like.
But don't you also, let's say you bomb, don't you have your story to tell, much like in poker if you have a bad beat?
For sure.
But so part of it is also seems to be self-flagellation. You go up there.
With stand-up?
Yeah, right.
But don't you think people can relate to that? Like, I'll tell like bad dating stories on the show all the time. I can't be the only one.
Right.
That's had and I'm willing to talk about them.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a zillion one woman generally shows about my horrible dating life. You know, I don't know how that's going
really
to
is.
help anybody in the audience.
I got the
Where's
worst.
good dating life?
I got the worst.
But they're all different
I got a really
because-
bad story. You want to hear a really bad story?
Well, you can't say no. Go ahead.
But before,
Actually, knowing me, I mean, my
ahead,
personality
Giselle.
is
But
the guy I go,
before
no.
that-
Think about the
before
Before you
I have
married
a
Tom
question for
Brady,
you.
tell us.
Why have you never done anything with your humor? Because you're really, really like there are people that like us that are creative and artistic and since I was little.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, totally.
Oh, I was in Bosie's.
Oh, that's big time, yeah.
You know, yeah.
Yeah.
So you
no, I know.
car engines?
Yeah. No, they had a creative.
Oh.
They have creative
I was
ones,
in
too.
the drama.
Right.
Creative
I
ways
have
to
some
fix car
carburetor
engines.
trouble.
Yes,
so.
and I'd love to check
you.
it out.
And it was a great way to get out of school.
It was that also, but I loved it. It
Yeah.
was like it kind of saved my life.
And also, you're with a bunch of nerds who are just like
guess
you.
what?
Yes.
You know what her great skill is? She points a question to me, but then turns around
Well,
about her and
I'm like,
Bosie's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your great skill is
Well,
that you
that's
couldn't
to come back
identify
to me.
that.
That's why you're here. No, but why haven't you ever pursued comedy in any way, shape, or form?
Probably because I'm deathly afraid of being in front of a group. I think I'm fine like this, but maybe ad-libbing, if you can call it that, you kids. But I can't see myself, even though I've written a little something, I can't see myself getting in front of someone and doing it. Would I ultimately? Yes, I think I will. But it's not like I can say I'm going to do it next Friday.
I think that's great. That you're just like, I don't see myself doing it. There's too many people that like, it terrifies the hell out of them, but yet they still keep doing it, and it knocks them down, and they still keep doing. Like all these people who like they audition for like improv teams. They take all the classes, they audition year after year. They never get in. Well, sometimes you do have to just stop auditioning.
Yeah. Well, but that's
There's some reality to that.
Well, yeah, those are people that don't have the talent.
Perhaps.
Right.
It has to be that.
Yeah,
I mean, I stopped
When I have
knocking on
time-
agents' doors and managers' doors a long time ago. I was like, I don't like doing this.
Yeah, no,
It's just
hate
going to
doing
happen
that, right.
organically, or I'm just going to create my own shit and get paid my own way.
Right, but you have an audience and you're talented and people like seeing you and they keep coming and I have the same thing and I get things and you get things.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're those are the type of people that, we're that, where I think you would be that. Clowney's that for sure. You're talented as well.
But maybe also being around people who do that,
Right.
he's able to go, oof, that looks like a real pain. Yes.
But we have. I think there's people that have to do it that have talent, and then there are people that just like need attention desperately that don't have talent, and
Correct.
are in denial and just.
That's correct.
I know people that are professional extras that will just do that, and they think it's the greatest thing.
Well, there's people that are in the same Broadway show for 15 years.
Right.
I mean, look, I've always wanted to, I was lucky enough to be in an off-Broadway show for 5 years, but like after 3, I quit. I was like, I'm done. I was getting paid really well. And I was like, I'm done. I can't do the same thing every night. And then I took a year off, and then I wound up going back for 2 more years. But I'd only go back if they let me cover another part, so that I was keeping my brain.
Right.
If
Because
you're doing
you're
the
kind
So
of
it's a
you're
challenge.
true artist. There's a difference between a true artist and someone that just needs attention desperately.
I guess you're right. That's good to know.
Yeah. I miss my calling as a therapist.
How about guitar playing?
God,
Is that?
Thank God you missed that call.
This is you are a therapist.
Doesn't the therapist have to
What
serve himself a little
about
bit?
musicians? I mean, isn't it the same
It's
thing?
similar because they go on stage and then they're just like anybody else. I really did horrible. And everyone's like, oh, you were great and wonderful.
Yeah, but
and
I
buy
would-
you drinks. I'm like, I was really bad.
Yeah, right, that's true. But I've gone out with musicians has been my downfall in dating.
Oh, boy. Who isn't your downfall in dating?
Everybody.
Yeah.
But the ones I went out with were serious and got like I went out with someone who was in Blue Band for like 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
You know, or someone who's still, you know.
Can you tell us a good dating story of yours?
You want to hear? This is really
a good
bad.
one.
Well, this is.
We
a
know all your
story.
bad ones.
This is a bad. This is.
They
a
all end
drug
up with you
story,
eating ice
actually.
cream.
Okay, how much time do we have? Do you want to tell a story too?
I don't think so.
Go ahead. You're the one that dates prolifically.
The Scorpio secrecy. Okay, I'm going to tell this one because this other one's so gross. Okay, so about probably 18 years ago, I met someone through it was Yahoo Personals or Hotmail some stupid personals before, you know, that's a long time ago, right? And we had this great chemistry online. We laughed, made each other laugh for like 2 weeks, and we decided to meet, obviously, and we met, and he said he was a little overweight.
Did you meet him at Sing Sing at the front gate?
That's another story. So we met, and he said he had a little weight problem. He underestimated the weight problem when I met him. He was definitely a lot heavier, right?
Yeah.
You know, and his picture must have been like 20 years old because it was cute.
Yeah.
Right. So we go in to have coffee in a place, 34th and 5th. I forget the name of that place that was there. Anyway.
It is 18 years ago.
McDonald's.
Whatever. So he's on the phone with his ex-wife, and I'm noticing he has no teeth on the side. He has no teeth. So I'm trying not to look, right? But he catches me looking, right? And he says to me, he goes, "Oh, you probably noticed that I'm missing my teeth on the sides." So I said, no.
You say side?
Not really. I go, not really. And his front teeth were like dark.
Side.
Dark. He goes, what happened is, and he made his living as a tech guy, so he's making some, cash. So he goes, what happened was my dentist told me that the reason my front teeth are turning black is because I use them to grind. Because I don't have the back teeth. So I was like, okay, great. So I explained it, right?
Wow. Yeah.
So I felt.
Immediately you went and had sex.
I blew him right there in the no.
Well, it's easy for him
so,
to blow
McDonald's.
you with
So
no
I thought
teeth.
actually what I thought was my sister was working at a restaurant a couple blocks away, so I thought let me take him there and we can make fun of him.
Date's going swimmingly.
So we go there, and I said a free meal because it was a Sunday, and he was going to start his diet the next day.
Oh.
Sure, of course.
So I knew he was going to go, right? So we go there. He orders like 8 million things. He let me know his diet was the next day. And my sister's like trying to gauge my temperature.
Gauge.
Oh my
Wow.
God!
We
As
could have
he
a-
came out.
You were
Trying
reading-
to dig a
She was
rectal
remiss.
thermometer out of your ass?
You were remiss in using that word. You were
It was.
remiss.
I was. I feel foolish.
Should be entitled The Grammar Show or
The grammar.
Definitions.
That'll be the title of this show, the Grammar Show. So we ordered like 50 things. And my sister goes, so how's it going? She's trying to gauge my temperature of whether I go great, because I'm a great actress.
Sure.
So she literally couldn't tell.
Regular Shirley MacLaine.
Right, so at the end of the date, after he licked the plates clean,
And that's all he licked clean.
that's for sure.
That was a good
How many
story
wipes?
for you.
He wasn't
How many
going to be
wipes did
licking
it
this
take?
area. So I said, my sister comes over and she goes, so what are you guys doing now? So he looked at me and I said, well, we're wrapping it up. I should have gone and seen.
Yeah.
Right?
I said, we're wrapping
Fade
it up.
to
And he looks sad. He looks sad, but his tummy was full. And then, I let him leave without me. So then I called him and left a message on his machine saying, I don't think it's going to work out.
And he jumped off which bridge?
We can't
I know.
work it
I
out.
think he
Is that the story?
That's it.
Okay.
Edited it, right?
Thank you. All right, we got 3 minutes.
Oh, boy.
Wow, where'd the time go?
The Yvonne show.
It went into the
again.
unknown zone all this time.
No, we're going to do the web series next. I have 2 titles for the web series. Either I was thinking of calling it Unwatchable, like this show, or possibly Filthy Vaudeville.
Oh,
Isn't that a great
That's
title?
that's fun.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's what Clowny liked it, right?
She's like the first I'm
That is
hearing
like
of
it's
it.
Why don't you just call it Filthville? Filthville.
Filthville.
Philville?
Filthville.
Oh,
call it-
I guess it's hard to say. Better on paper than
Filthville.
I'm missing my
Filthville.
back.
Filthville.
Filthville. Well, Peter Michael, is there anything you want to say or promote? I know you don't know what's going on in 2 years, but it may get edited sooner because I am working with an editing
Give
coach.
me your website.
I
that
don't.
looked at.
I don't. It's just been a pleasure watching your meteoric meteoric rise.
He meant to say mediocrity, but he said meteoric.
To the same level.
It's a
Level of
pleasure.
mediocrity
It's a
growth.
pleasure being part of this dysfunctionally functional family.
Thank you. Yes.
And
Pleasure to have you.
I have clothes to give away now. And
A homeless person will have something
I'm
to wear
grateful. I'm
tomorrow.
#grateful, #blessed.
Very nice.
Awesome.
We're all blessed to be
Thank
here
you,
in your
Peter
presence.
Michael. You
A
rock.
true
I love
professional.
you. I love you. I'm so glad you're my friend. Yes. Thank you, Seth. Seth, for being our sidekick.
You can see me at every
Sidekick.
poker game every
That's
weekend
right.
this year.
He's a poker comedian. The New York Home Poker.
I try to have the most games in this year.
Absolutely. You're the winner. You're winning this year, right?
I'm doing
Okay,
good.
Nobody cares.
Can't complain.
Okay. No, you're doing great, though. Thank you, Seth. You're our sidekick du jour. Psychic du jour.
Sidekick or sidekick?
Whatever. I'm losing my the
Enunciate.
language. The grammar show. Hi, Jessica. Clowny, thank you for being here. Thumbs up, Phil. You're the music, the band. Talk show zone. Bye, everyone. Thanks
Talk
for
show,
watching.
how about you find it? In your overpriced high-figure zone.
Deep in your zones.
Underneath the pile of bones.
Some kind of virus.
Deep in your nose, in between your toes. Smack it in the middle of your split crotch pantyhose.
The unknown zone. Talk show, the unknown